Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Take the Black Live, your only interruption-free, non-stop feed for all things sci-fi, fantasy, movies, TV, books, robots, dinosaurs, swords, lasers. We've never talked about one dinosaur on the show, and I keep saying it. I am Dan Selcke, the editor of winteriscoming.net, and I am here with Camila Servello from Bam Smack Pow, from WiCnet itself, from around the Fanside Network, filling in for Daniel Roman, who is out today answering the siren call of opportunity. But he'll be back next week. So we have Camila here. Camila, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Just excited to eat some turkey and stuffing tomorrow.
Right?
But
Aren't we all?
yeah, I know it's the giving of thanks tomorrow, and I'm very exciting. And yeah, just excited to talk about stuff. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for Thanksgiving too. You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for great commenters like Martha, Julie, and Andrew who are here in the chat commenting. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. And I'm thankful for anybody who watches this show and gives us a like or a subscribe or a comment or a review because we appreciate it so much. All of these things are things that I and everyone are thankful for. And I'm also thankful for a bounty, a feast of news we can use and editorials we can pick over. I couldn't find a rhyme for that one. And why don't we start, Camila, with this new episode of Take the Black Live. Hello, Urtaz, good to see you. In Westeros with House of the Dragon, as we often do, because there's some cool things going on. But we're going to talk about Invincible later, which I know I wanted to have you want to talk about that show because we both love it a lot. I think you have some Star Wars opinions. We'll talk about what we're watching. We'll go over lightning round. But first, let's do some House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, Winds of Wintery news. Camila, the second season of Game of Thrones of House of the Dragon has been filmed. They are over. They are editing it. And the last weekend, they partied down Westeros style with an after party, with a post-wrap party, which looked pretty fun. For instance, this picture of a ice sculpture carved in the shape of a dragon.
Oh wow.
I want it. I want to keep it in a refrigerated room in a house I don't own forever and ever. I wanted every party I ever go to from now until eternity. I just like it a lot. That is a good centerpiece.
Yeah, I just wonder how long it takes for it to melt.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Probably a while, but that's really impressive.
Yeah, I love this. It's fun. So the cast and crew get together. They, party down. I mean, I guess all shows do this. Most Christmas parties aren't this fun. You got like the Targaryen banners hanging from the walls of the cast party, which I note are the gold dragon banners of King Aegon, not the red Targaryen banners of Rhaenyra. Right. So this party was sponsored by the Greens, FYI. Don't know if that means anything. Probably a coincidence. Gold's fun color. They even had like an orchestra playing like the Game of Thrones House of the Dragon theme on the floor under a giant Faith of the Seven banner. Nice. Just a good time. I'm sure you earned it. Hope the season's good. We'll find that out early next summer when House of the Dragon Season 2 airs. Camila, was this wait too long? Like, is this, or are you used to like premiere shows taking forever to come out now? Or is this still too long?
I agree that it is long, but there were I understand. No, they weren't affected at all, were they, by the strikes?
They found the loophole, really. Right? Yeah, they mostly did. I mean, I'm sure it discombobulated them a little bit behind the scenes, but mostly they were able to keep filming on through the tumult.
I mean,
but
I think
it's still a giant show with battles and stuff and special effects.
Yeah, still with all the content they have to film, with everything that is coming up, and require multiple locations moving around and sets or live places and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's annoying that it takes this long, but unfortunately in today's entertainment world, that's kind of become the norm, and I hate it. But I wish it was a shorter wait for sure, but it's all right. It is what it is.
Also, House of the Dragon is a little different because there are some shows like the Wheel of Time, for instance, I think renewed a bunch of series ahead of time. Like they were filming season 3 while after they're filming season 2. They don't have to wait for a renewal order For All Mankind is this cool sci-fi show on Apple TV Plus that like 3 people and me watch. And I think it has a season out more or less every year because Apple TV Plus just throws all this money at it and just make it. I mean, the problem with that though is that if you put all this money into all these seasons up front to have them out once a year and then the show isn't a big hit, then you're left with egg on your face because you spent all this money after not a phenomenon. Ooh,
Yeah.
being a TV executive is hard.
Yeah, I would not like to be in their shoes. No thanks.
Oh, I would love to.
You're like, no, I will do it. I volunteer to tribute.
100%, yeah.
No, since you did mention Apple and with all For All Mankind, Monarch. Here you go. I'm talking about a dinosaur. Are you ready? It's a Godzilla
great.
Monsterverse. Monsterverse, the legendary picture Monsterverse show. And if you like dinosaurs, if you like Godzilla, like me and my kids who were screaming that they loved Godzilla, watch Monarch. It's so good. I'm very impressed.
I want to hear about that later in the what are you watching section. And thank God we finally talked about a dinosaur on this show. We never have, as I mentioned.
I will put a dino on this show.
We also have a brief excursion into the latest in an eternal march of quotes from George R.R. Martin, who went on a live cast for a Portuguese magazine called Bang, where he and Bernard Cornwell, author of the Saxon Stories and the Warlord Chronicles, just talked about their books. And I actually haven't watched the entire interview, but the quote that's getting pulled is just, "We'll get through this quick because it's not new." It's something he always says. "The Winds of Winter, how's it going? I'm writing it. It's not done. Blah, 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 blah. The main thing I'm actually writing, of course, is the same thing. I wish I could write as fast as Bernard, but I'm 12 years late on this damn novel and I'm struggling with it. I have like 1,100 pages written, but I still have 100 more pages to go. It's a big mother of a book for whatever reason. Maybe I should have started writing smaller books when I began this, but it's tough. That's the main thing that dominates most of my working life." So, do you have any comments? Oh, I
love your voice acting. I love your voice acting, by the way. You should be allowed to like speak for George R.R. Martin wherever, because that was a very accurate.
I'd love to. I would love to.
That was great.
Anybody who needs a JRM voice actor, call me. Do you have any comments on that, or we just chalk this up to same day, different stuff? Or no, wait, sorry, different day, same stuff.
As someone who has been writing a book for 20 years, yeah, it happens. I mean, I feel bad. I understand. I get it. Sure, it just happens that he wrote gigantic books, and that's what we expect now. Like you said, it's a mother of a book for whatever reason. It's his own creation. But yeah, I mean, I get it. But we would really like it if the book came out. It would be nice. But it is what it is with things that come up, and you lose inspiration, you lose motivation, all the stuff.
Yeah,
it just sucks that it's a good book and series, and we want more.
Martha Vasenia think he needs a muse. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's one of you out there. Who knows? Yeah. Mostly, I feel like we hit this same story like once every month at least. I don't have anything really new to say about it. Yeah, keep on trucking, and we'll come back when we have some more to say. Cool about your book too. I'll learn more about that later. And finally, Bad Thought Studio says, would you rather him put stuff in the book that he second guessed putting in there? And personally, no. I mean, God, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and here I am. I don't mind that it takes forever. Take however long you need, and then get it to me.
Yeah,
I don't think there's much
good.
like I'm just tired of talking about it because I never have anything new to say. But that's my basic feeling. But yeah, I'm cool. Go ahead. Also, as we come up on the new year and the new, I'll answer the other question in a second. The holidays, I just wanted to highlight. Check out this Funko Pop of a melting, decayed, disease-ridden Phantom of the Opera mask wearing King Viserys Targaryen walking down to the Iron Throne on his last grand walk. I don't usually like Funkos. That one is tempting.
We're gonna get that one. No, I'm definitely getting that. My collection is crying. So is my wallet, but my collection is crying for it right now.
Not
I'm
bad.
definitely gonna get that.
That's coming out in I think like January, so after the holidays. There's actually a lot of merch coming out that's all like kind of like as the season approaches, you can tell like, oh, they're gonna have new Funkos out January. Oh, they're having a Game of Thrones tarot deck out in May. Oh, they're having a color book for House of the Dragon out in June. I wonder what's happening around that time that year. So it's clearly like kind of ramping up to the release and getting some, hoping to make some ancillary cash. That's about all. Do you, really fast, before we move on from Westeros, does the name Hideo Kojima mean anything to you?
What is it? Hideo Kojima? I
Yeah.
believe he did oh my God, video game. I am blanking out.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. Yes, 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 yes.
I mean, it's
Yes.
really, it was brand new. He posted a picture of himself with Dan Weiss, the creator of Game of Thrones, and now people are saying like, "Oh my God, are they
Oh
collaborating?" Maybe,
no.
maybe not. I have no idea.
Oh
Nothing much. I just wanted to
no.
say that. You think, oh no, why oh no?
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know. I'm always oh no when it comes to adaptations from video games that are very good. Um,
Oh, I mean, for Kojima, I think it could be him
I
going to
hope
work on
so.
the game, not the other way around. Not Kojima working on a movie, but the Game of Thrones guy working on his game.
Oh, he's working on his game.
Nobody knows. It's just a
Oh.
picture. This is a
Oh.
picture. No one knows the context. It's just the internet likes to speculate. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Oh no, I do too. That's what I just did. Completely on the wrong side of the field there. But no. I would like to know if there's more behind said picture. Otherwise, pictures be pictures.
And by the way, I like Nicole's comment. So he's 10 of the 11ths of the way done. Yes, it would. Of course, Martin will make it complicated. And Bad Thought Studio asked, "Do you think that the shows have any impact on what he wants to write?" I think so. Like George R. R. Martin is so odd. I swear we're gonna move on because like he once compared himself to Outlander author Diana Gabaldon, who is able to like pretty much write anywhere. Like she's going on tour in a hotel and she picks a computer and just writes like a chapter in her hotel room, or she's traveling, or she's doing this, doing that. Like Martin has to have like the room perfect and the temperature exactly right and the shutters drawn just so and the right music on it has to be here and he can't be traveling, can't work on something else. I think he is easily just not just, he's one of those guys who just like his mind is like on a track, and then if he's on
Right.
another track, he's on that track and he has to transfer back. He can't like flip tracks easily. Is kind
Right.
of
No,
my
I
read on
agree.
him.
I agree. He definitely looks like he gets, I don't want to say easily distracted, but easily distracted. Kind
I
of a
wouldn't say
little bit.
distracted. I'd say that just if he's working on a TV show, that's the mode he's in, and it's like turning a freighter to like get back to books. He has to like really
Yeah.
pivot.
Switch the
I
gears.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
can hear
okay.
the gears switching. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, George R. R. Martin, Westeros, Winter, Winter before we move on to something else?
I agree with Nicole. That is the definition of ADHD.
Hmm.
So yes.
Yeah, possible.
But
Okay.
no, nothing else to say. I've said I think I'm House of the Dragon to George R.R. Martin to out just from like regular life conversations because all
Really?
the same stuff, different day type of thing. Just waiting,
One of
lots
those
of
days it'll
waiting.
be something different and we'll all just be thrilled to bits.
Lord, yeah, oh yeah,
The day's
for
coming.
sure.
But one thing that you and I are thrilled about right now
Mhm.
is the Amazon Prime Video show Invincible, which is an
Phenomenal.
animated superhero phenomenon. Yeah, actually I agree. An animated superhero show. It's running on Amazon for 2 seasons now. It's in the second season, and it's popular. It's about to go into its mid-season finale Friday, and I just
Mhm.
think it's really, really good. And I wanted to get your thoughts. Camilla, do you think this television show called Invincible on Amazon Prime Video is a good show or a bad show?
It is incredible. So
Yeah.
this is how I was introduced to Invincible. I went to
Mhm.
Comic-Con, saw this like mystery box thing that said Invincible, asked what Invincible was told what Invincible was, sat down as soon as I got back from Comic-Con, watched the entire first season in one sitting.
Nice, nice, nice.
I was like, great. And then I got I got to watch the second season the day after, and it
That
was
is
nice
nice.
to have like that continuation where I didn't have to wait. But it's one of the only shows that there hasn't been a bad episode.
No,
There
I
hasn't
mean
been
there
a
have only
bad
been like
episode.
11.
What?
I
You
mean,
don't
there have only been like 11 episodes so far, but so far, yes,
right,
not a
so
bad
far.
one.
So far, no, not a bad episode. I hope I didn't just jinx it, but it's one of those. If you, it's hard to explain. Like it's got the cool stuff that like The Boys has, but it's a lot more toned down
Yes.
and a lot more relatable. A
I
lot more
agree.
relatable, and it shows you because I mean, um, Mark's a kid, and you see like him go to college, you see him go through high school, you see like all this stuff that he gets to do as a normal kid while still being invincible behind the scenes, and it's cool to see just how just the thoughts and like all the stuff that they have to struggle with being a superhero and having who he has for a father who if you know me, I love villains. I love villains. I hate Nolan with a fiery burning passion.
Really?
Yes, he hits too close to home with some things, and it's just like, no,
Ah,
I hate you. Don't talk to me. Don't appear on the screen. You know. Except no, I do like when he appears on the screen because action.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely a good driving force. So basically, the story is about this kid, Mark Grayson, like you said, like a teenager who's also learned he's a superhero. He has a superhero father named Omni-Man Nolan, who ends up being not the man he'd claimed to be. What I always say about Invincible is that it's kind of very traditional and straightforward, but also subversive at the same time. Like, there's nothing in it that is especially crazy new in a superhero genre. It's a young person who becomes a superhero and then fights off all manner of villains. And we meet some of the villains, and he has, struggles, and he loses some battles, he wins some battles, he learns things, he grows
Mm-hmm.
up. It's whatever that word is for a coming of age story. But I don't know, something about the way it does it, how it commits
Mm-hmm.
to ideas that other superhero stories just kind of glide past,
Yeah.
gives it a watchability that is so simple that I feel like other shows aren't, they're just like missing. Like, so Nolan, his father, Omni-Man, like the evil Superman cliche is very, very old. It like we have one on The Boys with Homelander. We've had a
Mm-hmm.
lot over the years. And yet when Invincible does it with his father, Omni-Man, right there doing a little hand thing, it feels different. It feels very direct. It's so kind of
It's
honest
personal.
about,
It's
yeah, it
personal.
does, yeah.
It just feels very personal. The whole entire show and the voice
Mhm.
actors like Sandra Oh. You
They're
have
good.
J.K. I don't remember his last name.
Simmons, he's
Simmons,
great. He's
and
great.
you have Steven Yeun who does Mark. It's just like
Mhm.
the cast is they're excellent performers, and that it translates seamlessly to the show with just
They
their
are
voice.
a,
Like
it is a
it's amazing.
very high profile voice cast for an animated
Oh yeah.
superhero show. Like, you wouldn't think a show that kind of, like looks like a really good version of something from the early 2000s would be able to get
Mm-hmm.
that kind of cast. Like back when like Batman and Superman were on, like in the 90s, you weren't getting J.K. Simmons, Sandra Oh, Oscar
Mm-hmm.
nominee or winner, I forget, Stephen Wen. It's just a really well put together thing, and again, very straightforward, easy to understand. It also sprawls a lot though. Like this season 2 has been a lot more like, we have Invincible growing, but we also have Adam Eve dealing with her stuff. We have a whole side
Mm-hmm.
quest about Alan the alien, who I like a lot. It's like us, but by Seth Rogen, another big name. We have
Yeah.
some multiverse villain just kind of in the background. We have a side story about a Martian who's undercover as
Yeah.
a shape change superhero. I don't know where it's going, but it's really confident. I don't want to say it's Game of Thrones esque, just it has a lot of different stories going on at once, but because that's not invented by Game of Thrones or anything. But it's interesting to have that sort of sprawl, like all these different stories, some of which
Yeah.
aren't at all like related to each other, running
No.
concurrently. In a genre like the superhero animated show, I think you think of more as being a little simpler, like you have a story of the week, move on to the next one. So that's cool and different. And the finale or the mid-season finale airs this Friday. We can't do spoilers, but whoa, ooh, it's good. Ooh, it's good. I'm excited for folks to see it.
Yeah, it's good. You should watch the finale, the mid-season finale. It was yeah, I can't say anything.
What do you think about the violence, nay, the
I love
ultra
it.
violence in the show?
I love it. I tend to not shy away from violence in movies to begin with. I love The Boys and I love the level of violence that they bring because come on, we're dealing with superheroes. Again, love Marvel. Marvel fangirl right here. But superheroes destroy things. And when things get destroyed or people get hurt or they get like cut, there's actual injuries that come with that, not just poof, smoke, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody gets cut. It's nice to see the gritty side of this of a superhero story. It's nice to see the actual destruction. Not nice, but it's interesting. It's engaging and immersive to me to see all these people just suffering from Omni-Man doing his thing and the fights and everything. I think it's essential because again, especially with all this like superhero movies back to back, this exhaustion that we're all feeling, unfortunately, it's nice to see something fresh that like dares to be. In my opinion, they do it better than The Boys, and I love The Boys. Like this show has a better spot. It has a higher spot for me than The Boys, just because of how well it's all done.
They're different. They're definitely comparable, those two, and on the same network. It's so interesting that Amazon both got these, both like very good and distinct ultra violent superhero shows, or both like
and they're completely different.
Yeah, like that's Amazon's brand now. It's like ultra violent subversive superhero shows. I like the violence a lot because I again it's something I feel like it's something like some of the DC movies or in The Boys especially. You expect violence in that, but again, Invincible kind of sells itself in some ways like a straightforward, wholesome cartoon. Like in the last episode, Mark goes to college and there's a subplot about he has like a little like a doll, like his kind of he's like a nerd, he has like childhood nerd stuff. And like this goofy plot where like an alien bug appears to him in the form of his favorite mascot from his childhood, Science Dog. And it's really silly and weird. And then in the same episode, Alan gets his eye like punched out his face. It's hanging by a string, and he gets his arm lobbed off by a Viltrumite. It's really bloody and gory, and just like it all just kind of gets put next to each other. And I regularly watch the show go like, oh, ooh, which is, you know, kind of like wincing, like you're watching somebody get like their head knocked around. They do a great job. I do think it's important.
They definitely do. Especially they use the shock value so well. Like
use it.
Sure, I knew that going in that Omni-Man was going to be bad because that's literally the first thing you find out. Like that's the first thing you find out. But still, the way what happened and all that, like my jaw was on the floor. I was like, "Holy crap!" Like, really? And then like with Alan last episode, didn't see it coming. Was not happy about it. Was screaming at the TV because I didn't want it to happen. Like, I'm so sad.
I am too. I looked up.
I'm so sad.
whether he survives. I was curious. I won't say anything. But yeah, the violence is like I'll say that the violence is rendered with love. Like the people who are doing that love this violence, which is a little creepy. Maybe talk about it with their therapist, but it does make a difference for us watching at home. To like, you can tell they really put a lot of thought and detail into just how gross this looks. Yeah, it's just a great show. And if you haven't watched it on Amazon Prime Video, and if you have the stomach for any of the stuff we're talking about, I recommend it because I have been enjoying that series, and I hope it can go for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, mine. Sorry. The creator, Robert Kirkman, wants this show to be on once a year. So kind of a more old-fashioned way of doing things. I hope he gets his wish.
Yeah, I hope so too, because it's a solid series, and I'm very curious to see where it goes from here. And it's not for the faint of heart. So if you want to watch it, make sure you know what you're signing up for.
I think it's worth it now. All right,
100%.
Moving on. I hear that
Yes.
you sometimes enjoy to be watching a Star War.
Oh, are you gonna tell me to go have a Star War?
Here, go see a Star War.
Go see a Star War. Yeah, I
Uh,
do like Star Wars a little bit.
Good. There's no reason to be reticent about that. There's been some news
Yeah.
lately. For instance, I guess there's kind of two things I want to touch on.
Hmm.
First up, there's been word for a while that they're going to bring back Daisy Ridley, who played Rey in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, for a new movie. And apparently it's going forward. She talked the other day about it, saying that she's knows the story, thinks it's really cool, not what she expected. Haven't seen the script yet. She thinks it'll be the next film coming out and that people will be very excited. Are you very excited over the prospect of a
No,
movie starring Rey from the Star Wars sequel trilogy?
it's
Why
nothing
might not
against
enjoy the
Ray.
work? Hmm.
It is nothing against Ray. My daughter's middle name is Ray.
Oh,
It's
that's
nothing
nice.
against Ray. Um, it's we need to move away from Skywalker Saga or anything remotely touching to Skywalker Saga. I am so tired of Skywalker Saga being expanded to the point where it's like past its elasticity point and it's going to explode because it's just too much. It's too much. Um, I want to see things like High Republic things. I want to see things from that happened in
What'd you say?
between the High Republic.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I would like to see more High Republic stuff like out and just things that aren't really touched much. We've touched Skywalker entirely too much. Keep your hands off Skywalker. Go do something else,
Yeah,
please.
Skywalker should get a restraining order against us. We need to stop touching it.
Yes, restraining order. That's what it needs. 100%.
Yeah, I suppose I agree with you. I mean, really, Star Wars is a bit of a mess just because I was going through to my head how many things they've gotten. I have no confidence a Rey movie will happen because Rian Johnson was going to make a Star Wars trilogy, canceled. Benioff and Weiss, the Game of Thrones guys, were going to make a Star Wars trilogy, canceled. Patty Jenkins going to make a Rogue Squadron movie, canceled, put on hold. Kevin Feige was going to make a Star Wars movie. He just said it's not happening. So, I guess the good news for you is I would give this less than 50% chance odds of happening given their track record.
Right. And I think that's good because if you look at the history of Star Wars, we got the 3
Mhm.
movies early on, and then nothing happened for a good long time. And then from the time that things start happening again till now, the amount of content that they've put out versus the quality of the content and the quality of the
Versus.
story, it's like do better. Don't just use this franchise to milk money out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's precious for a lot of us, myself included.
Sure.
So I just don't like seeing it mistreated.
I think Disney especially is learning that the hard way. We talked
Yeah.
about the way they're kind of losing out on Marvel. Or not losing out, but just Marvel has been hitting like it's used to. And now they're talking about we got to slow this stuff down, which they do. I imagine they're thinking the same thing about Star Wars. And it looks like they are trying to take corrective measures. For instance, they just installed Dave Filoni, who has been with the franchise for a long time, as the chief creative officer. So essentially, he'll be like to Star Wars what Kevin Feige is to Marvel, the guy kind of in charge of everything. Which could be good or bad because he's the guy. He made the Clone Wars, he made Rebels, he made The Mandalorian, he made Boba Fett, he made Ahsoka. Some of that's good, some of that's bad. At least there'll be like a steady hand on the helm. But it's like this
Mm,
clash at all these
yeah.
studios where they have to, on the one hand, I mean, they're being told we want a steady stream of content that will keep people paying and subscribed forever. Then they're like, we want nothing but quality, and quality matters more than quantity, and it's important to just do it right. And like, I don't know if those two things can coexist, honestly.
They don't. They
Uh,
can't coexist. They can't. And
it's kind of an
with
impossible job they have.
Filoni still like being the chief of what was it again? I'm sorry. The creative director, is
Chief
that what it is?
Creative Officer.
Officer, sorry. I mean, that's
Oh,
cool.
who
I
cares?
appreciate it's just a title. Minor detail. So it's just, everything he's come up with for Ahsoka and everything, like it's been great. Like Clone Wars, I am a huge fan of Clone Wars, 100%. It was great, amazing. But I've been so critical of Ahsoka because of little hiccups here and there in the lore. And I'm like, well, if you've changed things, you need to communicate that with everyone more than just making it so. Like putting it on the TV show and saying it is what it is, this is what it is. You know, like I have a lot of gripes with his new stuff. And like, I don't want to see things like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Boba Fett that were just completely disappointing, to just repeating itself again.
Yeah, neither do I. I guess it depends on whether Disney, how badly do you really want to have something good if it means you have to give up something plentiful? Like, how serious are you actually about that? If you're serious, maybe he can make something good. If you only think, if you only say you want something good until the next blank spot where there's no new Star Wars thing, then you panic and order something anyway, then I don't think anything will change. So again, it might come down less to Filoni and more to the executives, the movie and TV executives, which, as we said, have hard jobs. It's so hard to be a movie executive these days. Oh my God. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we will have to see how it goes. I know you could. I would love to see you as an executive, movie executive.
I'd love to.
Heck yeah.
I could be a TV executive. I can be a George R.R. Martin impersonator at birthday parties, bat mitzvahs,
yes, you could.
And
oh my God, meetings. Great, I love that.
And cons, I'll just go on panels and just say that I'm working on the Wizard winner, but it's difficult. I can do it. It'll be easy. All right, Camila. And by the way, if any of you have any thoughts on this, feel free to sound off. We love interacting with all y'all. Camila, now that we've talked about some fun stuff, anything else you're out there watching or reading or even doing?
I am watching Monarch.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Of Monsters.
What's the deal with Monarch? Because I am curious.
It's amazing. So basically, it picks right up right after King of Monsters, where like right after Godzilla just completely leveled San Francisco, and it takes the story of some of the survivors and of Monarch, like people who created Monarch, the company who has this roster on all these mutos and all these like legendary creatures and everything. It takes them and it puts the story like in the present, and you know, it shows how it was made, and like there's a big mystery with one of like the son of one of the creators, or two of the creators technically, and it's so cool because we get all the like a lot of the monster action that we like, but there's also really cool like family drama and like a family like I really enjoy the characters' growth so far. Like it's a lot of fun to watch these characters go, and there's one that I kind of took a little bit of time to grow on me, but now she's just kind of redeemed herself, and it's really neat. The storytelling is great. It brings you like to the past, to the future, or not to the future, the present, the past, the present, not the future.
Back to the present.
But it's really neat. It just explains a lot behind the Monsterverse, and it starts. I think we've already seen 5 or 6 monsters in the Monsterverse so far in the first season.
Cool.
It's so cool, and my kids are obsessed with it. So, yeah.
How many episodes are out?
Right now, the 3rd one literally just came out today.
Okay.
But after today, it will come out every Friday. But
exactly like For All Mankind. Cool.
Yes, and it's very good. Oh, so sorry.
No, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
No, it's very good. I agree. The acting could be improved a little bit, especially like I'm thinking of Kate and a little bit of Kentaro. Kurt Russell is phenomenal, though. I love Kurt Russell in that. He makes me laugh a lot. And
who's Kurt Russell play?
He is playing Lee
Godzilla?
Shaw. No, not Godzilla. Lee Shaw. He's one of the guys who started Monarch.
Cool. So, I didn't know he was in it.
That's awesome. Yeah, his son is in it too. His son's cast as younger him.
Wyatt Russell?
Perfect. He plays younger Lee, and it's so cool. It's amazing. It's the best casting decision ever. But it's very good so far. I really enjoy it.
Very nice. I'm glad it's going well. Okay, so I'm watching also on Apple TV Plus For All Mankind, this sort of alternate history. What if the U.S. and the Soviet Union never stopped the space race kind of thing? So now it's the year 2003, and we have a colony on Mars, and we're doing a whole mix-up thing there. It's good. It's always been good. Rock solid show, good drama, getting maybe a little too soap operatic at times, but good like kind of real science-based sci-fi where they try to make it like here's what you would need to actually get to Mars or make oxygen on Mars and do all this stuff. That is pretty cool. It's cool. It's a good show. Here's my question for you, I guess, because you just talked about Monarch. Do you feel like these Apple TV Plus shows, Monarch, For All Mankind, which I take it are both good, why don't we ever see advertised? Oh, I still have to watch Severance? That. I'm still gonna watch it.
Oh my God, you haven't watched Severance?
I haven't. I'm busy. I will watch it.
It's so good. You need to watch Severance.
I'm going to. I definitely will watch Severance.
That theme song is forever ingrained in my brain. I love that theme song. It just sets the tone, and I just love the story. It's so good.
Too many folks have recommended Severance to me that I can't not see it, so I will. But I guess we can lump Severance in too. Do you feel like we never hear about? I feel like I never see advertisements for these shows. I feel like these shows are not talked about, like in the way that I don't know what show's getting talked about lately. I guess Ahsoka was like. I saw lots of ads for that. Loki, okay, sure. Loki was mildly discussed. It like trended on the Twitter machine. I saw ads for it. Why don't I ever see ads for like Monarch, for All Mankind, for Severance, when a lot of them are quite good? Like these are good shows.
They are. They're very, and I have no idea why I never see any ads for them either. And even like I have everything Apple. I have Apple TV on everything Apple that I have, and I don't see any like ads for it at all. I'm like, didn't even know Monarch was a thing until somebody told me about it. You know,
and it's a big like investment of a thing. It's like a lot.
It is, and these are like you said, they're good shows. Yeah, and like you said, they're good shows, especially Severance and Monarch. I haven't seen For All Mankind, but those two are definitely amazing.
Mankind is really good. I would definitely recommend it, and I will 100% watch Severance because a lot of folk have told me it's great. So, and I trust people, including you.
So good.
As Nicole says, yeah, there's too much content nowadays. Agreed. And I don't know how popular Apple TV Plus is compared to other streaming services. It must not be as popular. Somehow Ted Lasso like broke out, and that got talked about. The morning show gets talked about a bit, but other than that, they have all these shows that are good that are just not being talked about. And it's sad. It's too sad.
It is sad.
They should be.
They should be, because a lot of people
spread the word. I will. Exactly.
A lot of people need to hear about these shows because they need some quality content in their lives. So yeah.
I also finished. I don't have it here with me because I'm a stupid head, but I finished reading. No, I guess thank you. I needed to hear that. I finished reading The Three Body Problem, which is the sci-fi book that Game of Thrones showrunners David Benioff and Dan Weiss are adapting for Netflix next year in March. It premieres. I finished reading it finally, and it is really cool. It's really different. It's interesting. I can definitely see it being kind of a moody sort of dread-filled existential sci-fi show about what if there's a credible threat of humanity being wiped out by a far more advanced alien species. What are we going to do about it? And again, that's another one that's like based in harder science. Like you can tell they did a lot of work. I think the guy was a computer nerd or something, where they did a lot of work into like kind of really establishing what are these principles that are based in the real world that would lead to this story. Which is always fun because you have Star Wars sci-fi on the one hand, which is like it's space wizards, Jedis, and then you have something a bit harder, like Three Body Problem or For All Mankind. Star Trek, well, I don't know.
Star Trek is not realistic. No.
Yeah, reverse the polarity and set phasers to it. I don't know about that.
Yeah, but, set phasers to fun because that's what it is. It's not realistic.
But yeah, it's cool, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious to see the Game of Thrones showrunners back with like a big show. I wonder how that'll go. And the book is great, and I recommend it. It was an engrossing, enveloping, thought-provoking read. The Three-Body Problem by Xijin Liu.
I will probably have to check that out. But the way that you described how accurate it is makes me think of The Expanse, and it makes me sad that that series ended.
Yeah, it had a good long life. It was a good 6 seasons.
Oh yeah.
And it might come back, who knows. But yeah, anything else you're reading or watching you want to talk about?
I unfortunately don't read much at all, which I wish I did.
No, I don't either. It's
How
Daniel. He like makes me say Reese. He's like he likes these freaking
Daniel
dead
like
tree.
inhales books. He inhales books all the time. Respect. But no, I'm playing Baldur's Gate, playing D&D,
cool,
playing stuff. Just, yeah, that's about it.
Very nice.
What about you? What are you doing?
I just told you. I'm watching For All Mankind and reading Three-Body Problem.
I know.
And Andrew's watching Santa Clauses too. Andrew, how is that? We'd be curious to know. But for now, why don't we move on to our final segment of the week? The world famous, maybe even universe famous at this point, if the Tri-Solarans are watching. WiC News Lightning Round, where we go through a battery of stories we didn't have time to get to in the main body of the show and give our 20-second, no less, no more opinions on those bullet points. And Andrew thinks that Santa Clauses 2, season 2, is okay.
Good.
All right. For this one, I believe I did arrange these roughly because you're a special guest. I'm going to ask you first. Camila, are you ready to play?
I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. Okay. Camila, your 20-second reaction. Nicholas Hoult has probably been cast as Lex Luthor in the next mainline Superman film, Superman Legacy.
Happy, very happy about it, because Jesse did not do a good Lex Luthor, but Nicholas Hoult is a really good Beast, so I think he'd make a good Lex Luthor. So I think it's good.
I'm on board with it. He's a good actor, and he was bald in Mad Max Fury Road, so they can shave his head again and it'll be fine. A bit younger than I was thinking, but I can live with it. Rock on.
Yeah, I like it. Well, Dan, did you know that the Hunger Games prequel make about 100 million over the weekend, and the Marvels dropped by 70%?
Yeah. The Hunger Games movie, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, did pretty well, like $100 million. I didn't see it, but and then the Marvels is a bomb. It's a bomb. It's not like underperforming. It is not making back its budget. It's bombing. And that I think it's the first movie to ever do that. Superheroes are over. They're over.
It makes me sad.
Everybody panic. Everybody panic. All right, Camila, we're rocking through this. Chris Pine, who was in some Star Trek movies, is pretty confident, quote, that Dungeons and Dragons movie he was in will get a sequel. Does this make you feel what?
That makes me feel warm and fuzzy, because I loved the Dungeons and Dragons movie as an avid D&D player, and Chris Pine is gorgeous. Please put him back on there, please. Please. Yes, I would love it. I think the world needs a second D&D movie, just like you said. The world needs another one. 100%.
Nice. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about TBS canceling Miracle Workers after 4 seasons?
I'm a little sad. I've watched that show periodically. That's a show where Danny Radcliffe and Steve Buscemi, it changes every single season, where it's like they're in heaven, then they're in the Old West, then they're in the Dark Ages, then they're in Mad Max style. And I like that it exists more than I like it. I kind of smile. I don't laugh when I've watched it, but it's nice. And it's too bad that I think the only scripted thing left there is American Dad now. Just I'm sad to see a nice show canceled. But
yeah.
Bye, Miracle Workers. See ya. Speaking of cancellations, Netflix has canceled Shadow and Bone, the adaptation of Leigh Bardugo's fantasy novels, after 2 seasons. Also, the Six of Crows spinoff is kaput. Thoughts?
I've never seen Shadow and Bone, but I know a lot of my friends did, and they are very sad. Very, very, very sad. I hate the whole canceling shows after people like it. Netflix and everyone else doing it.
Yeah.
That's about all I can say about it because I never seen it.
Yeah, I gotcha. I watched the first season, not the second. I thought it was fine. But yeah, R.I.P. that one too. Lots of people fallen dead today.
Also, speaking of second seasons and things, what if season 2 is coming on December 22nd? One episode per day. How do you feel about that?
I don't really care about the show. This is the one where it's like every episode is a different Marvel alternate universe. But I do like the idea of one episode per day. I think that's cool. Why not? Like, we're trying like one a week. That's too much. Drop it all at once. That's just too much of a splurge. Why not one day? Watch one a day. That could be fun. Feel like the holiday season when you're all like doing nothing. Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
It will be fun, especially for those who have to watch it every day to review it.
Yes, that could be tricky for you.
That will be fun. But no, I'm excited about that one too. Yep,
all about people who like it. Moving right along, we are blasting through this lightning round. Usually Daniel and I are way too lackadaisical about it. This is good.
I have anxiety.
Well, your anxiety is really coming useful. Camila, Pedro Pascal, who's been in like every other movie and TV show for a few years now, is reportedly in talks to play Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, in Marvel's upcoming Fantastic Four movie. Yay or nay?
There is nothing more than I would like than to see professional internet daddy Pedro Pascal play in a Fantastic Four movie. I'm all for it. I am all for it.
You don't think he's getting a bit overexposed?
Yes, he is getting very overexposed, but he's a good actor. He completely transforms himself in every role. Like Oberyn is not like Last of Us guy Joel. Like you can't compare his roles. They're very different. So I think
his elasticity, if you will.
Yes. Oh, his elasticity. I see what you did there. Oh. Well, speaking of being deceased because of your amazing pun, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, premieres on February 25th. Are you gonna watch that?
I did watch the first Walking Dead show for many years, and I know that this new show has Rick and Michonne in it, like it's their show. So I could theoretically watch this. I don't think I probably will, but I'm very happy that folks are gonna get, like folks who love this series from way back are gonna get this big reunion. That's great for them.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh my God, Camila, that was our show. Thanks for coming here.
Wow, really? Wow, record time.
Yeah, no, it's a weird time. 50 minutes is about good. It flew by. Yeah. I had a nice time. Did you have a nice time?
Oh, I had a wonderful time. Yes.
And I hope all of you out there watching in comment land had a nice time too. And if you have a nice time, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you just can't get enough of us, we're here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I mean, we, like the collective we, as in like the Take the Black team, which includes Camila, adjunct professor Camila Servello, myself, and Daniel Roman, are here every Wednesday, 2 p.m. CST, on the Winners from YouTube and Facebook channels, giving you the straight poop on sci-fi, fantasy movies, and TV. We also are available in podcast form wherever podcasts are available, be it Google Play, iTunes, or anything else. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye, Julie. Bye, Nicole. Bye, Andrew. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. And to Daniel Roman, keeping you in our thoughts, and I hope everything goes okay.
Yes.